Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. What is Cholesterol's presentation by Emily Gellman. She is an intern at Cornell University Cooperative Extension, NYC. She graduated from Queens College with a BS in Nutrition and Dietetics. She is pursuing her master's degree and completing her dietetic internship through Queens College. Over the past few years, she volunteered and worked in many places, including a food pantry, private practice, Hebrew Academy of Special Needs, Northwell Hospital, and alongside a health coach. During her spare time, she enjoys being with her family, especially her 16-month-old son, and friends, and experimenting with baking healthy treats and meals, exercising, and going to the beach. After becoming an RD, she would like to work with kids with special needs or in prenatal or postnatal care with women and infants. And she's looking forward to speaking with everybody today. So the next person you hear is Emily. Thank you for coming. Oh, yeah, I think you're muted.
Hi, everyone. Nice to meet you all. My name is Emily Gellman, and I am currently, as Agnes said, I am a dietetic intern for Cornell University, and I am currently completing my master's and my dietetic internship for Nutrition and Dietetics through Queens College. So today I'm here to present to you a presentation on cholesterol. So the objectives of this presentation is that participants will learn what cholesterol is and the importance of cholesterol in the body. They'll describe the differences and types of cholesterol, describe the risk factors for high blood cholesterol, and explore different lifestyle changes that can affect cholesterol levels. So this is a two-part presentation. We'll be meeting in 2 weeks, I believe, for part 2. So part 1 will be more backgrounds about cholesterol, different types of cholesterol, different risk factors. And part 2, we will discuss foods that may lower or raise cholesterol, how to prevent high blood cholesterol, and different meal plans in order to achieve that. So feel free to answer in the chat box or turn on your microphone. What do you guys know about cholesterol?
Cholesterol bad, living good.
Exactly. Anyone else?
You could also share in the chat box and I can read it out loud as well.
Okay, so let's move. If anyone has anything else to say, don't worry. We'll get to the end. Hopefully, you guys will know much more. So thank you guys for sharing. So what is cholesterol? So cholesterol is a waxy fat-like substance that is made in the body. It is found in the bloodstream and also in all of your body's cells. It's produced in the body, and also you get it from other sources such as food, but it is produced by the liver, and it's necessary for a bunch of different functions that are done by the body. So where in the body is cholesterol made? So cholesterol comes from 2 different sources, from the liver, which your liver makes an adequate amount of cholesterol that you need in order to do the certain functions, and from food, which is excess cholesterol in the body, which comes from more animal sources and other types of foods. So why is cholesterol important in the body? So there's a lot of different functions of cholesterol. One being it builds and maintains the structure of cell membranes in the body. It is also vital for brain function, the central nervous system, and memory functions. It also is the building block of hormones such as estrogen, testosterone, and adrenal hormones. It also is very important in producing bile acids, which we need in order to digest, which is secreted from the liver, and we need it in order to digest certain fats and absorb nutrients into the body. It also helps your metabolism work efficiently. And also it's essential for our body to produce vitamin D. So why does cholesterol matter? So cholesterol circulates throughout the bloodstream, and the more cholesterol in your body, the more of a health risk it could cause. So high cholesterol causes a higher risk of cardiovascular diseases such as heart disease and stroke. And when cholesterol is in the body and it combines with other substances in the body, it forms a thick, hard deposit inside the arteries. So this buildup could cause the arteries to be more narrow and less flexible. So what are the types of cholesterol? Cholesterol, it travels through the bloodstream in small packages called lipoproteins. So lipoproteins, what they are is lipo is fat and proteins. So it's made of fat and protein. So there are two types of lipoproteins. One is HDL, which is also known as high density lipoproteins, also known as good cholesterol. And then there's also LDL, which is also low density lipoproteins, also known as bad cholesterol. So an easy way to remember that is HDL. There's the H, so H is healthy, so that's the good cholesterol. So lipoproteins are these round particles which are made up of fat and proteins, and they travel throughout the bloodstream and through the body. And there are two types of lipoproteins. There's cholesterol and triglycerides. So right now we're going to focus on cholesterol. So LDL, the bad cholesterol. So LDL is more, as we said, lipoproteins are made up of fat and protein. So LDL has more fat and less protein. LDL is considered bad cholesterol because it contributes to fatty buildups in the arteries, which could lead to atherosclerosis, which is a narrowing of the arteries, and when the fat builds up on the arteries, it causes this plaque and it narrows the blood vessels. So this could cause an increased risk of heart attack, stroke, and peripheral artery disease. So HDL, known as good cholesterol, has more protein and less fat. So HDL could be known as the good cholesterol because when you have enough HDL, it could protect your body actually against heart attack and stroke. So the way HDL does this is HDL carries the LDL cholesterol away from the arteries and back to the liver, where it's actually broken down and passed from the body. So it helps get rid of the LDLs. So one thing about HDL is that it doesn't fully get rid of the LDL cholesterol. So that's why it's important to not have too much LDL, because HDL only gets rid about 1/3 to 1/4 of the cholesterol, of the LDL cholesterol in the body. So as we spoke about before, there are two types of lipids that are found in lipoproteins. There's cholesterol and triglycerides. So triglycerides are the most common fat found in the body. When we have a high triglyceride level combined with either a low or a high LDL level, it may lead to more fat buildup within the artery walls, which can lead to that increased risk of heart attack and stroke. So what levels are considered high cholesterol? So we have normal cholesterol levels, which are less than or at 200 milligrams per deciliter. So that's looking at your blood cholesterol level. So if you have 200 milligrams per deciliter or less, then it's normal cholesterol. 200 to 239 milligrams per deciliter of blood cholesterol is considered borderline high. And high cholesterol levels are when the levels are at or above 240 milligrams per deciliter. So factors that can affect your cholesterol levels are either unhealthy diet, smoking, lack of physical activity, obesity, and even your genes. So when a diet is composed of saturated fat and cholesterol from the food that you eat, that will lead your blood cholesterol level to go up. Saturated fat is really the main problem, but cholesterol foods also matter. So by reducing the amount of saturated fat and cholesterol from your diet, that will help lower your blood cholesterol levels. So smoking also affects it. And with physical activity, when one exercises, that physical activity could help lower your LDL, which is the bad cholesterol, and it raises your HDL, the good cholesterol. So that will help by lowering the LDL and raising the HDL. And even if there's still LDL in the body, the more HDL will help get rid of the LDL. Also, additionally, we know that exercising helps with weight loss as well. So for obesity, being overweight has many different risk factors, and one of them is heart disease, which we know that high cholesterol also has a high risk factor for heart disease. So by losing weight, it could help lower your LDLs in the body and total cholesterol levels, as well as raise your HDL levels, and also could lower your triglyceride levels. In the matter with genes, genetics have a huge impact on this because high blood cholesterol can run in families. So if you have a family history of high blood cholesterol, that's definitely something to keep in mind when you want to look over and take care of your blood cholesterol levels and forming a diet that could help prevent the high blood cholesterol. So in America, what is the concern with high cholesterol? So according to the CDC, nearly 94 million US adults aged 20 or older have total cholesterol levels higher than 200 milligrams per deciliter. So that means that there's over 94 million adults who have borderline high blood cholesterol levels, and 28 million adults in the United States have total cholesterol levels higher than 240 milligrams per deciliter. So that means 28 million adults in America have high cholesterol. In addition, 7% of US children and adolescents ages 6 to 19 have high total cholesterol. So in the United States, the leading cause of death is heart disease. So having high blood cholesterol raises the risk for heart disease. So that's the number one leading cause of death in the United States. And in addition, the fifth leading cause of death is stroke, which is another risk factor for high blood cholesterol. So I want to review with you guys. So feel free to turn on your mic, write in the chat box to answer some of these questions that I put together for you guys. So true or false? You can't live without cholesterol. So feel free to turn on your mic, write in the chat box.
I'm getting true.
Awesome. Anyone else?
I'm gonna give them some time because I got some responses from in the beginning.
Yeah.
Afterwards. Probably takes a while to type in.
No problem.
True again. So, okay, and more true.
Awesome. So yes, true. You guys are correct. Cholesterol is essential in the body because all of our hormones, our cells, our memory, our brain function, we all need cholesterol to properly function those different parts of the body. And it's also, as we said, it's a building block for the different cells. And it also helps the liver, helps make bile acid and helps the body digest different fats. So great job, guys. Okay, so next, true and false. True or false? If you are thin, you don't need to think about cholesterol.
I got a no. I got one true and one false.
Okay, awesome. So Larry, you got this. False. Even if you're super, super thin. Oh, got it. I see another false. That's awesome. Exactly. Even if you are super, super thin, even if you might have in your genes, you might have high blood cholesterol, also based on what you eat, you could still get in trouble. So that is why it is really, really crucial to keep your cholesterol checked regularly. And you should start when you're younger, just so you know if you have family members that have high cholesterol or family members who have had risk factors for different heart diseases and problems, you know that it's extremely important no matter thick or thin. So it is extremely important to think about your cholesterol no matter what. Okay, so here's a multiple choice question. So why is LDL called bad cholesterol? Either A, it raises blood pressure, B, it clogs blood vessels, C, it causes weight gain.
I got one A and one B.
Anyone else?
Another B directly.
Awesome. Yes, it's B because it clogs blood vessels. When there's too much LDL in the body, it forms that plaque, the fat buildup in the arteries, which can collect on the walls of the arteries. So which forms the plaque and narrows the blood vessels and could clog the blood vessels, and it could lead to different diseases such as heart attack, stroke, and other different diseases. So great job. Okay, next. Why is HDL called good cholesterol? Either A, it sweeps up the bad cholesterol, B, it helps you lose weight, or C, it tames your appetite. I see an A.
Getting an A. A whole bunch of A's.
Awesome. Bunch of A's. That's what I like to see. It's A. It sweeps up bad cholesterol. HDL is basically a cleanup job, a nice little broom that cleans up the LDLs and carries the bad cholesterol back to the liver to be removed. So the HDL prevents fat buildup in the arteries.
I like those Lincolns, those crossovers.
What?
Hi, Ms. Herbert. Were you speaking? Okay, I think you can continue.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we know that HDL may help prevent diseases such as heart disease and stroke because it prevents that fat buildup in the arteries. Okay. What are triglycerides? A cholesterol medicine. B, fat particles. C, chemicals in charred meats. B.
I'm getting some B's. I got one C. More B's.
Yes, so it is B's. It is B, fat particles. Triglycerides are the most common form of fat found in your body and found also in food. We use that in the body. We use triglycerides for energy. And when you eat more calories than you need, your body actually stores the extra triglycerides in fat cells. And your body uses them if your body doesn't get enough one day, and they use them as fat stores. True, false. True or false? Watching your cholesterol helps keep your mind sharp.
Someone sent me a true. Another true. More trues.
Awesome. Yes, true. Healthy cholesterol levels is good for your brain, your memory function, your central nervous system, as well as your heart. It also is good for your heart. High cholesterol can lead to strokes, as well as mini strokes that you might not even notice. So over time, these mini strokes could cause memory and thinking problems that affect your daily life. So watching your cholesterol levels helps keep your mind sharp.
I also got a message saying watching not so much, keeping balance improves circulation to the brain.
Yeah, exactly. It helps with circulation. Great job, because it helps circulation. Because if you have a good amount of cholesterol, that will prevent the buildup of fat within the arteries, so it will help with the circulation throughout your whole entire body. Okay, so does anyone have any questions? Feel free to turn on your mic, write it in the chat.
You can also write in the chat something that you want to learn about cholesterol also. So for
Yeah,
the
if there's something you guys want, I'm going to go through on the next slide, which I could actually do now, just to give you a little overview of part 2.
Question.
Yeah.
Yes, good afternoon. My name is Sharon Drummer from Catholic Charity, Brooklyn and Queens. I just want to know, is it necessarily, are you supposed to take the medicine, the cholesterol medicine? Two of my doctors suggest that I take the medication, but my cholesterol is good. But I did have a stroke in the past. So, I don't know the take on that. Some of the cholesterol medicine is not good with,
Right.
the statins.
Right. So I would assume that your doctor's probably prescribing medication, maybe from your prior history of a stroke. So maybe even if your cholesterol is good, it might be just like extra caution just to prevent another stroke in the future.
Right. Thank you for your answer.
I want to have a point. You're asking the question here. That's terrific. But if you have that kind of question, it's exactly what you should be asking your own doctor. Gee, you're asking me to do this. I don't understand it. That's patient education, and they owe it to you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know what? They did actually the same answer that she gave me was the same thing that they told me. 2 doctors. But some of the medication clash with my high blood pressure medicine. So that's why I vow out not to take it. Thank you so much.
I'm going to quickly show you a slide of what we're going to go through next week, in 2 weeks. So if you have any other questions, or if you want anything else, if you want me to add anything else that you would want to know or that you want to learn more of, please let me know, and I'll definitely add it to part 2. So I hope to see you guys all at part 2 of the cholesterol presentation. So what to look forward to is we're going to do a short little review of part 1. How to reduce or lower your blood cholesterol. We're going to go through different foods that may raise your cholesterol, foods that may lower your cholesterol, good fats and sources of fats and bad sources of fats.
Hello? Excuse me.
Yes, hi.
One of the older adults here at the center wanted to know if they're on medication for cholesterol, do they have to take it for the rest of their life?
I'm not entirely sure. I think it's definitely more of a question for your doctor, but I would say you would probably need to, as long as you have like a cholesterol risk, you would need to continue taking it.
okay.
Yeah, I see that. And also we're going to go through different meal plans for good cholesterol. We're going to maybe do some sample menus. We're going to maybe take some like menus and turn them into good sample menus together. So I'm really looking forward. If there's anything else you guys want to see, you want to learn about, feel free to tell me. I want to make this catered for you guys, and I want to show you guys what you guys want to know.
As the questions still keep coming in, I'm gonna launch our poll for today's session just to get an idea of who came today.
Perfect.
Can I ask another question?
Of course.
Yeah, sure.
I'd like to know, would you be able to do the same presentation to my support group? I have a support group via Catholic Charities. It's a grandparents raising grandchildren support group, and they all are seniors. Would you be able to do that via Zoom?
Oh yeah, Sharon, I got your email this morning.
Okay, all
Yeah.
right. Thank you. All right, thank you so much.
I will discuss with Emily, see if she's free to do for that time.
Sure. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, so thank you guys all for coming to listen to this presentation. I hope it was very informative for you guys, and I'm really excited to see you guys in 2 weeks for part 2.
Yeah, and
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you.
thank you for coming, everyone. I will be posting our link to our YouTube channel in the chat as well. If anybody wants to stay on, and they can also email me any questions and I can forward them to Emily for our presentation in 2 weeks.
Thank you so
Hello?
much. Very informative.
Do you have the PowerPoints or print out for what was discussed today?
Yeah, I could send Agnes a PDF of the PowerPoint, the final one.
Just send me an email so I could send it to you on the PowerPoints. Okay?
Thank you so much. So
You're
informative. Thank you.
You're
Of
welcome.
course.
Thank you.
Guys,
What's
for
the good work?